Hi, here I am again. I just wanted to check in and see how you guys are all doing. I wanted to say a quick message about choosing repertoire. So one of the things I commonly see among students is, and maybe they didn't have any, among students who don't have a lot of guidance per se, is when they're choosing repertoire. For example, if you are taking an audition or you're giving somebody a sample of your playing and they have never heard you before, it's kind of like some of my students who are going off to college and they're submitting a performance video, for example, and whether they are going to major in music or not, this is the one time they can show their abilities. All that time and dedication they have put towards playing the violin or what instrument you're doing, and you want the piece to represent yourself the best, to the best, as well as you can. So you want the piece to represent your abilities as best you can. So what you want to do is choose the piece that is, as difficult as possible, but the piece that you can really play well. So what piece is showing off some, technical skills and abilities, yet still, going to be not so difficult that you can pull it off well. Can you play it confidently? Can you play it consistently every single time? You might be submitting a video, or you might be doing a live audition with it. So you want to consider these things. You also want to consider how much time you have, to prepare. So definitely want to, I would like to address the topic of time management, because sorry, there are a lot of potholes in this area. So there's a lot of time management issues, because you need to know yourself and how long it takes for you to learn something and how long it takes you to polish something. So definitely, chart it out well. I usually give myself and my students like a countdown. So if I say, hey, if we learn this piece and the performance is on this date, we count back and I say that's about 7 weeks plus a few days. Can we get everything done in 7 weeks? That means we'll have 6 lessons or 7 lessons or 8 lessons, whatever the case is, and maybe we could squeeze in a couple of extra lessons. Can we get everything done in that amount of time? And also the thing about repertoire is the second part of this is that you kind of want to always have something ready to go. It's difficult to do that. I try to follow that. I do have several things I could just whip out and play at any time, but especially my students this summer went away on holiday. They brought their instruments, or their relatives had a piano, for example, and if they're a piano student, you can kind of sit down at any piano. And so as soon as you go away with family, especially and relatives, they say, oh, you play the violin, play something for me. And so you have to know that you're going to be put on the spot. And it's always better to say sure, even though you feel afraid, even though you feel uncomfortable, it's always better to say sure and really try to put yourself out there instead of saying no. I don't play for anybody. So try to be ready for that and have a couple pieces that you can easily whip out without any pressure, because typically in this situation I'm talking about, it's usually a social setting. It's usually very relaxed. It's usually like, we're eating dinner, we're talking, we're just, having, drinks or coffee, or, we're having dessert, and then, we just share. It's kind of nice if there are several musicians in the group, and then everybody can either sing or play or share something like that. So it's kind of like the old-fashioned way of how people used to entertain themselves and have get-togethers. So anyway, it's always good to have some pieces. So think about if you don't have something that you could just play right now. Ask yourself right now, if you were to go to your instrument and play something, what can you play? What can you play well so that you don't feel embarrassed afterwards, or you don't feel regretful afterwards that you played it badly or you didn't show your best. I always tell my students, anytime you play in public, whether that's like in front of your school orchestra teacher, right, or your school band teacher, or anytime you play in public, like you take an audition in the community, because trust me, everybody knows each other. So if you take an audition in the community, the people who are going to be listening to your audition, the panel, right, they might know so and so and so and so. If you do like a program, like a young artist program, or like something like here, we have a lot of programs to play in Carnegie Hall, and so even little ones can enter into these things and have that wonderful experience of playing in Carnegie Hall. And so there are panels who judge and who watch these things, and so anytime you play in public, whatever that means in that situation, you want to put your best foot forward. So don't just go there unprepared. It might seem like it's not a big deal, but try to put some effort into it and try to prepare yourself well. I hope you can hear me over all the bumps and the air conditioning. It has been so hot and humid around here, and we've had a couple of days break I'm very grateful for, but it's still been quite hot. So I kind of need to have the air on a little bit, but anyway, I wanted to just wanted to talk about a couple of those things, try to give you a few tips as I'm going about my day. And so just choose your audition repertoire very carefully. This is so abstract, I know. I actually don't like videos when they say give you a tip, but they don't really tell you exactly how to accomplish it. That's why you'll see that a lot of my videos are exercises, because if I'm giving you a tip, I want to give you the tools, so here, you do what I showed you in my video, you actually do it and make sure you uphold all the standards I've shown you in the video. You actually do it and you will see results, and if you do it regularly, right, you will see results. So hopefully in another video I can kind of address that, but picking repertoire is very challenging because it really depends on the level. It depends on the person, because each player has their very subtle strengths and weaknesses, and so when I see you individually, I know what type of piece will make you shine. I know where your technical limitations are. I know where maybe you don't pull off double stops so well, so maybe don't choose the piece that has so many double stops. If you have impeccable intonation, then choose the pieces that have lots of runs and arpeggios and things like that can really show off your abilities. If you have beautiful sense of like good bow control and sense of musicality, then pick something that's very lyrical and kind of like slow and beautiful, but also has that flip side of something more technical. You don't want to pick something that's only slow and one way. You definitely want to show off different variety of things, and one of the things you definitely want to have is some technical showmanship as well. So it really depends on the level. I'm talking to probably somebody who is going to be going to college, maybe like almost a high school college level kid who played pretty regularly, but maybe you're not a major, maybe you are a major music major. So anyway, if you're not at that level yet you're still taking audition, same thing applies. You just have to generalize it. Think about the piece that looks very impressive. Out of all the pieces you played, which one looks impressive? And if you really don't know, maybe you can make a few videos and then show them to a couple of trusted people. They don't even have to know about music. They just have to give you their opinion. And if they all say, oh wow, that piece looks really cool, then maybe that's the one. Or you can watch it for yourself, and see which one overall, if you didn't know yourself and you saw this person playing this way, which one. So anyway, I just wanted to give you that while I'm busy running around, and hopefully that will help you. And I'll try to give you a few tips here and there if I'm not able to film at home. So anyway, take care, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye bye.